What's up, everybody? What's up? It's the Mad Church Disease Podcast. Thank y'all so very much for coming to the live podcast. I am ready to get started tonight. It's not going to take me long. We got a long road to carry and haul. Shout out to the 40 or 50 of you guys that are here with me. Can y'all please hit the like button? I do realize that this is a show that a lot of people are probably going to have to watch the repeat on because some folks have gone over these documents and all of that stuff. But there's been new filings even today that T.D. Jakes' team had to file against Tyrone Blackburn. And so I'm going to cover the new documents as well as the new filing from today. So we're gonna have a little bit of a time to cover all of that particular stuff. So if you are here, thank you so much for joining me. Please make sure that you hit the like button, and I promise not to keep y'all here all night. Okay, you're gonna hear me do some blah 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 because I'm not gonna concentrate on all of this foolishness because I told y'all. I'm just not reading through all of this anymore because it's not even worth it. Tyrone Blackburn he's not even worth the time of day. Get ready to go to court. I do want to say a couple of things though. Thank you to all of you that are supporting the Mad Church Disease channel by hitting the like button, by watching the replays. I want to say personally from my heart to yours, thank you so very much. Shout out to Moni No Love. We sent Moni our prayers. She lost a family member. And so we've been definitely praying for her and her family and friends and all of the people that surround her. So she's been having a little rough when it comes to that. So we definitely want to pray for her and pray for her family, etc. All right. Let me just also say tonight, you guys, this is our flagship night. This is Thursday night. We at least want to make sure that we're able to hit budget on tonight, if you don't mind. We ask that at least 10 of you guys give at least $10, so that way we can cover the cost of our program and all of the work that we're doing over here, and so that we can ramp up to start using our text message SMS service at the end of this month, around about the 24th, 25th of the month. So I need for you guys to support the channel tonight. It's our flagship night. All right. Okay. Where am I at here? Let me see. I might need to put something else up. Hold on before I get started, because I want to mention something before I get into this. Let me mention this. Hold on. I'm going to take this down for just a second because I want to go here first before I get into the TD Jake stuff. Listen here, y'all gonna learn. But shout out to all of y'all. Who's up in here? Fred Samuel renewed his membership. So did Betty. Lydia, thank you so much. Regina, thank you so much for being with me. Regina, Jacqueline, April. Let me see. Nicole, thank you. Regina, Denise, Lydia, all of you. Annie, thank you, Annie, for coming in. Southern Breeze, thank you. Okay. All of y'all. Christine Parks, everybody. AT2, shout out to AT2. Thank you so much. AT2, you might want to hang on because I'm going to give you a good little story that's going on in the Christian community if you didn't know it. Apparently, we've been talking about Tiffany Montgomery for days now, and these fighting prophets for days. The so-called saints of the Lord been over here fighting left to right. All right, just been fighting. Well, Tiffany Montgomery always hollering about she don't start no fight, she don't do nothing. Now, I did a live in my private live earlier today where I kind of dispel the myth about her starting fights and starting stuff with people. And just want to throw this up here so you can see it, just so you could see it, because she love to be hollering about she don't start nothing with people. Pastor Mark Moore was on his personal platform, said, when did we start pretending that beefing was a spiritual gift? And you see who commented? Who you talking about? That's what Tiffany said. Who you talking about? She already starting the mess, right? Now, I told the people in my private chat some stuff. I'm not going to repeat it here. If you don't have a membership, y'all need to go ahead and get a membership because I went over that and I lit her up in my private chat. So you guys can go and grab you a membership and make sure that you go and watch that live because a lot of this stuff I'm going to start talking behind the scenes, because a lot of times people just try to, they try to put all kind of stuff on you and I ain't trying to be bothered with all of that. And so, I lit her up in the private chat. Oh, yes, I did. And I'm not going to do it out public because, people are just crazy. Y'all want to believe these fools and make these people, God like the word that comes out of her mouth is the word of the Lord, and everything else everybody else say is not the word of the Lord. It's kind of weird. It's really weird to me. That's why I keep saying these people are weirdos. I've been in the church too long. I've been in the church too long. I don't have time for this. I really don't. I don't have time for this. I saw Tiffany earlier say, you guys are following the wrong, all these man-made doctrines and all this stuff. Listen, all the doctrines are man-made. They were given to you by men. Say what now? Say what now? Come again? So she's saying all the doctrines are man-made. Well, they all man. I'm telling you. She said y'all following man-made doctrines. But I'm here to tell you all of the doctrines is man-made. Thank you. Thank you so very much. And I appreciate you coming over. Thank you. Hey. I'm so done with these people. I don't know what to do. I declare unto God, I just don't know what to do. And then I went over to Matthew chapter 18 in the private chat. I went over in the private chat. I talked about Matthew 18 where Jesus, let me just say this because I know I'm rushing because I got a lot of stuff to read. In Matthew 18, Jesus starts talking to his disciples. The disciples come to Jesus and say, who's going to be the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? Jesus said he snatches a little kid up and sits him down in the middle of all of the disciples and said, unless you come like this little kid, you're not going to be able to enter in. And Jesus expounds on that and he goes into it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm done talking about Tiffany. Oh, by the way, she's on tour right now. Just so y'all know, she's going on tour. Now she's on these other dudes' podcasts. Let me see if I can get this pulled up real quick because I can't make this stuff up. Y'all, people be thinking you're making this stuff up. No, we're not making this up. Not making this up. Not. And I'll drop the link for y'all so y'all can go back and watch this later because I'm gonna go back and watch it just so that I can show people that this is what she does. This is what she does. Now she's on tour. On this podcast over here with these guys, asking to see people, demanding to get people's phone numbers so she can call their covering, so she can speak with their covering. And now she's on tour with these guys, hardly initiated. Okay, so she's over there with these dudes. Okay, I'm just saying. And in my opinion, I just think Tiffany just is the ultimate clout chaser. That's my opinion, because she only uses preachers' names. She's only going after people who are well known, right? So that's Tiffany. By the way, I want to send my prayers and thanks and thoughts towards Norman Hutchins and the Norman Hutchins and the Hutchins family. If you are unaware, Pastor Norman Hutchins has passed away. I love me some Norman Hutchins. I really do. I think I met Norman Hutchins once or twice at West Angeles Church of God in Christ. He was very kind when I met him then. And I just want to say he was very kind. And shout out to whoever this was who just supported the program. Let me pull it up. Y'all know I am. Selena, thank you so much for your support. Now, if I can get 9 more of you guys to support the channel, y'all know tonight is the flagship night. So I would appreciate it if you guys would support the channel. Y'all know I'm one of these people who just ask and keep it moving. So I thank you guys for those of you that are going to do that. All right. So let's get into what we want to talk about tonight. We've been dealing with this T.D. Jakes situation and this ridiculous case with T.D. Jakes. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull this up so we can deal with it, ladies and gentlemen. Tyrone Blackburn responded. He stayed within the 15-page limit, which I'm completely shocked by. I had no intention of thinking he was going to stick by the 15-page limit, but it was a total of 15 pages. Okay. And we're going to get into this. And I'm the only person on the internet who's going to talk to you and read to you this stuff like I'm going to read this to you and say this to you like I'm going to do so. So all of you that are here, thank you for joining me. And hopefully this will be well worth you watching. To all my pastor and preacher friends who come by this video, and y'all been watching these videos and y'all will reach out to me in private, just understand, I'm not trying to make the video long. It's just commentary. I got to give commentary to this to make it interesting and to keep the audience engaged. Okay. So I just can't be like, Masterpiece Theater over here and just read all of the documents. That's not what we do here. We commentate. All right. So let's move on. All right. So here we go. This is Tyrone Blackburn. The plaintiff's opposition fails to address the fundamental pleadings deficiencies that warrant the dismissal of the complaint. Rather than fortify his claims with specific plausible factual allegations, plaintiff deflects by attacking the defense counsel and alleging misconduct that is legally irrelevant to the Rule 12b and 6 standard. And by the way, let me just pause here. Daryl Moore, actually today, before I came live, he went through some of the rules to explain to you some of these rules. Okay. And you guys can go over to the Daryl Moore channel, and I'll try to put a link in here somewhere at some point. So you guys can go over there, because Daryl Moore actually went through the rules. So he explained the rules. Okay. And he explained to you the process of what's coming up next, blah, So yeah. So you might want to go over there and watch what Daryl Moore said about that. All right. Moving on. These rhetorical distractions cannot obscure the core problem. The complaint lacks the factual consent necessary to sustain claims for defamation and civil conspiracy under both Pennsylvania law and constitutional standards. Despite the plaintiff's insistence to the contrary, the complainant does not identify any specific statement by defendant Youngblood that is both provably false and made with actual malice. Now, I want you to stop right there, because this line right here got me when I read through this whole thing again. So what Dwayne Young Blood is essentially saying is that nothing T.D. Jakes has can be proven false about the statements that Youngblood made, and he can't say that they were made with malice. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have no evidence to prove the statements that you are making, it is quite easy to prove them to be false, especially when you have gone on public platforms and made statements about so much evidence coming forward and so many other people coming forward and all of these other salacious claims, in my opinion, that these people have made. You most certainly are going to be able to prove that those statements were false. Let me also say, Dwayne Young Blood, do you have a picture of Sister Gal's dining room, living room? Do you have a picture of the inside of your mama's car, where you now made new claims in this new document? By the way, y'all, he made new claims in this document saying that T.D. Jakes tried to kiss him in the car. He said T.D. Jakes tried to kiss him in the car. Just wait, y'all. This is going to be a mess. This whole case is going to be a mess. Okay. So he said it is provable. He doesn't have anything that's provably false and made with actual malice. I think the fact that you went out there and made a part 1 and a part 2, and then you made certain statements inside of that on the show, can somewhat show that you guys had some level of malicious intent on going after the man. So I disagree with that as well. I really do. Me personally, I disagree with it. Now, I'm not a lawyer, so it may not meet the legal standard or requirement for malice, but I want to tell you, from a person that's on the outside looking in, it is quite clear to see that you guys went after this man, and I think you did it with pure malice. Co-conspirator number one clearly said that T.D. Jakes was grooming Manasseh Jordan. He's been on a malicious campaign against T.D. Jakes for over a year. And then on top of yours, you can add another year and a half, possibly 2 years. So you can somewhat prove malice as it relates to this. I don't know where you guys get that it cannot be proven. But let's move along, ladies and gentlemen. It does not allege facts showing that Youngblood knew his statements were false. Wait a minute. What do you mean that Youngblood didn't know that his statements was false? He knew that the statements was false when he made it, or acted with reckless disregard for the truth. It was reckless disregard if you get on a national platform and you tell a lie. What? I'm just saying. Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Nor does it identify any third-party recipient who understood the statements to defame plaintiff or establish concrete reputational harm. Wait a minute. So now you're trying to say that there's nothing to establish reputational harm, sir? Move on. Likewise, the civil conspiracy claim fails as a matter of law. The plaintiff has not pled to any specific agreement, overt acts in furtherance of an unlawful scheme, or individualized facts sufficient to state a plausible conspiracy claim. Courts routinely dismiss such claims where the plaintiff relies on generalized assertions and impermissible group pleading. Now, hold on 1 second. He's trying to say that the court should dismiss this because the plaintiff is relying on generalized assertions. It was not an assertion what you did, sir. It wasn't an assertion. It was something that was clear. It was clear. You said the things, so he doesn't have to say that it was a generalized assertion. He can just clearly say that you said it. I'm just saying. That don't even make any sense to me. But I told y'all the other day when St. James read these that this didn't make any sense to me. I just told y'all this just didn't make any sense. Where the plaintiff relies on generalized assertions, blah, blah, blah. In short, the complaint does not state a claim. It narrates a grievance. Oh my God. Dwayne Young Blood and Tyrone Blackburn, your whole case is a grievance. Your whole case is you narrating a story time, a masterpiece story. Are you kidding? Reading Rainbow. I'm just saying. You can go anywhere. Take a look. It's in the kitchen and now it's in the car. I'm just saying. First of all, it was in the kitchen, in the dining room. Now it's over here in the car. Reading Rainbow. I'm just trying to tell you. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm goofy. Wait a minute. Wait a darn minute. Wait a darn minute. This man is crazy. These people is crazy. I'm just saying. Moving right along. Let me move on. I'm so done. In short, he said that it doesn't state a claim. It narrates a grievance. But grievance alone does not confer legal standing, nor does it substitute the factual precision required by the federal rules of civil procedure and the First Amendment, because plaintiff has failed to meet this standard. Well, you already tried that First Amendment crap, Tyrone, and that didn't work for you. Your anti-slap motion was slapped down, so I don't even know why you brought that up. Because plaintiff has failed to meet the standard, the complaint must be dismissed with prejudice in its entirety. This was his argument, ladies and gentlemen. And then he goes into the law. Under Pennsylvania law, a plaintiff bears the burden of pleading all 7 statutory elements of defamation with factual specificity. Okay. And so he mentions the law, blah, 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 blah. Whether a communication is capable of defamatory meaning is a threshold question of law for the court, blah, 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 blah. He says the court must examine both the language and its context, how an average reader or listener would naturally understand it, blah, 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 blah. Even where the words themselves seem mild, Pennsylvania courts have shown a willingness to interpret relatively mild statements as being capable of a defamatory meaning, but only if its innuendo must be warranted, justified, and supported by the publication, blah, 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 blah. Now, I know the judge is going to shoot that down because actually I think you're using, I don't even know the law, but I think right there he's probably trying to use a written something over verbal something and a video of something. So that don't even sound right there. But I don't know the law, so I can't say. But it right there, just on face value, it sounds a little wishy-washy there. Critically, the plaintiff must specifically identify the content of the defamatory statements. Vague accusations or generalized assertions of wrongdoing are not enough. Now, wait a minute here. Wait a minute here, sir. How in the world are you going to say that they're vague accusations? No. They're not vague accusations. They're not generalized assertions, sir. You didn't say vague things. You said, this is what this man did to me, and he tried to kiss me. Okay. And then you later defamed him even more in this response. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, he even defamed him in this response. If the court concludes that the challenge words viewed in the context are not capable of the defamatory meaning alleged, there is no basis for the matter to proceed to trial. So he's trying to get this knocked away at all costs. That's what they're trying to do. They don't want T.D. Jakes to have his day in court. He doesn't want to confront. They don't want T.D. Jakes to have the ability to confront his accusers, because that's exactly what's happening. Thus, merely labeling a statement as defamation per se or invoking an alleged criminal accusation does not dispense the pleading burden of falsity. Wait a minute, sir. If you invoke an alleged criminal act, then what you in essence are saying is that there was a criminal act portrayed upon you. And if that was the case, sir, then you have to understand that's what you said. And if you said those things, somebody deserves to be able to respond to those things. That's how I look at it. I don't understand. I don't understand. Did I make sense right there to you all, what I just said? Because I know I was rambling for a minute, and I done got myself paused here for a minute, because something just don't sound right to me anyway with this. But anyway, the touchstone in determining whether a statement is capable of defamatory meaning is how the statement must be interpreted. Oh Lord, Daryl, you're killing me with these posts. Hold on. I'll put the link in there in a minute, Daryl. I know I don't want to forget that. Because my thing is ringing. When you post, it rings on my computer. Hold on. Let me see. Blah, 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 blah. Pennsylvania courts have held that the nature of the audience seeing or hearing the remarks is a critical factor of determining whether the communication is capable of a defamatory meaning. Internal citation omitted determining whether a statement is defamatory requires the court to consider the content, verifiability, and the context of the challenge statements. Well, right there, Tyrone Blackburn, you're behind this grass, because you said a critical factor in determining whether the current communication is capable of defamatory meaning. You have to consider whether the statement, the content, the verifiability, whether or not you can verify it, and the context in which the statements are made. So can the stuff that Dwayne Young Blood said be verified? And we know where he made the statement. So I don't understand that part either. That kind of sounds a little blah 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 to me too. The verifiability determination goes to whether the statement is one of fact or opinion. Was he giving his opinion about being hugged and kissed, or was he stating it as a fact, as a matter of fact? And was the co-conspirator also discussing this in front of the public as a matter of fact? Huh? That's the question. Because the statements of opinion and name calling, which cannot be proved true or false, are not actionable. Excuse me, you just weren't name calling, you were making an accusation. Hello? What? Tyrone Blackburn needs to stop copying and pasting his stuff from ChatGPT. This is ridiculous. And oh my God, blah, blah, blah. A statement that made to appear damaging in isolation may, in context, be understood as opinion. No. Because your co-conspirator tried this right here. Your co-conspirator tried that before. Oh, a statement that may appear damaging in isolation may in context be understood as opinion. No, what may be understood as opinion is when you say things like this: in my opinion, this, that, and the other. That is an opinion. But when you say somebody came up from around the table, grabbed you, kissed you, tried to kiss you and hug you, and you almost died, you are stating as a matter of fact that these things transpired. That's what you're stating. Okay, that's what, in my opinion, that's how I read the video and understand the video. He said it's rhetorical hyperbole. No, it's not. What? A personal narrative is what he's saying. Blah, 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 blah. Here's what this is saying. Here's what this is saying in essence. I'm just going to break this all down to you. We can get on a public platform and say whatever we want to say. And even though we say whatever we want to say, it can sound like opinion, even though we don't say it's an opinion. And we present it as if it's a matter of fact. We can just do that because we have a First Amendment right to do it. And it doesn't meet the legal standard or requirement to prove that that it was defaming or that it was, had malice to it, we could just get on a platform and do that. That's what Tyrone Blackburn, in essence, is saying in this response. That's exactly what he's saying. That's what he's saying, which is ridiculous and not true. And you know darn well it's not true. You got a whole lot more sense than that. You know darn well that ain't true. He says actual malice may be proven by circumstantial evidence, but that evidence must tend to establish fabrication, or at least the publisher had obvious reasons to doubt the veracity of his statements. Now, wait a minute. The publisher? So now are you referring to co-conspirator number one? So you trying to plead co-conspirator number one's case before you get to your actual client? Or are you just using case law where they were actually talking about written content and not your video content? And then look at the law he states. Newspapers. This is a newspaper case, which means this was a written case. Blah, 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 blah. This is written. These people have at a newspaper. They printed this in print, not in video. It didn't come out, you wasn't on video, on camera, running around here talking about a man almost hugged and kissed you and you almost died. In my opinion, that don't even fit the scenario of this. Reckless in this context is not easily shown. And then he do this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just blah, blahing because most of this is blah, blah. Plaintiff relies solely on Youngblood's alleged motive for revenge and tone of the broadcast. Okay, yet courts have long held that motive and hostility without facts showing the speaker actually doubted his story do not constitute actual malice. So now let me tell you this. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, I'm not a prophet or a psychic, but let me tell y'all something that you ain't gonna hear on no other platform. You know what these fools is gonna try to do and what they're gonna try to say? They're going to try to say that Tyrone Blackburn, that Dwayne Young Blood believed this story so much, and he had this story in his mind, that he believed it so much, therefore he could just say it even though it was a lie, and he understood and believed this. So in some kind of way, they're going to say he was had some mental challenges. This is where this is leaning to. Because they're trying to tell you right here, yet the courts have long held a motive and hostility without facts showing that the speaker actually doubted his story. So because Dwayne Youngblood didn't doubt his story, T.D. Jakes doesn't have the ability to come and tell him that you and your story is a lie. Okay, if that's the way you want to go with it. Blah, 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 blah. Moving on, and we're moving. Because of the complaint pleads no factual matter, such as retractions, contradictory source material, or admissions of doubt that would show Youngblood knew or suspected his account was false, the malice element is not satisfied, and count I must be dismissed. Say what? Look at this sentence. Say what now? And count, do they mean count one? Is that what he means? Count one? Oh, okay. Count one, because it looks like an I. Count one must be dismissed. Okay, I'm sorry, I read that wrong, because the show looked like he said count I must be dismissed. Okay, so he's saying count one must be dismissed. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go back. Youngblood knew or suspected his account was false. Well, if you keep changing the story, wouldn't somebody who's reasonable and customary, wouldn't it be reasonable and customary to assume that you knew your statements were false if you keep changing the subject and you keep changing the story? First, it went from a hot bubble bath to something else. And now you done moved over to the car. Talking about T.D. Jakes tried to kiss you in the car. Let's go on, ladies and gentlemen. You just wait. I know it's count one, Daryl. I'm sorry. I was reading a little too fast. I'm sorry. The sentence got me, Daryl. The sentence got me. It's the lies. It's the lies. Even assuming the complaint quotes Youngblood's statements verbatim, plaintiff still bears the burden to plead that those statements were not only false, but the defendant subjectively knew that they were false. Well, let's stop right there. So you're trying to say that T is now the burden of proof is on T.D. Jakes, even though you all are the ones who were making the statements? So I got to overwhelmingly prove that you was lying. When all I can say is you was a lie, and you know you was a lie, and you ain't got no proof of the stuff that you saying. You just going out there and telling these people all of this stuff, right? I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, come on, let's keep it a buck. He's full of crap. The man is full of crap. Despite the opposition's expansive rhetoric, the complaint does not identify a specific statement by defendant Youngblood that is both false and defamatory. I'm about to show y'all in a minute how we can now say we got another false statement. So we can prove that you're making false statements because now you're saying that it didn't even happen in the dining room or the kitchen or wherever y'all was. Now you saying that the situation possibly happened in an automobile. Isn't that both a false statement? And now that you're changing the statements, are those statements not to be considered to be false anymore? These are questions, ladies and gentlemen, that I would have, that I'm quite sure that any juror would be able to have as well. If the juror has half of a brain and could look at the paperwork, then he goes into all of this. Okay. Vague allusions of grooming and misconduct without context or precise language are insufficient. So you mean to tell me that you can go out there and say that the man was grooming you and all of this other stuff, but the onus and the proof has to be on him, and your precise language and this stuff has to be it's insufficient because of that. Oh, blah blah, Tyrone Blackburn, blah 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 blah. And then he goes into this blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to skip over now because this is all blah, blah, blah. I want to get to the other part. Motion to dismiss need not contain detailed factual allegations. It must contain sufficient factual matter accepted as true to state a claim to relief that is plausible on its face. And then he quotes this, okay? Blah, 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 blah. The complaint does not provide any factual basis such as contemporaneous events, documented alibis, retractions by third parties, or conditions in defendant's own statements that plausibly establish the falsity of the accusations. Courts have consistently held to that plead falsity, and public figure must do more than just offer conclusatory denials. Blah, 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 blah. In short, beyond a blanket denial, plaintiff's opposition never confronts, much less contradicts, the specific building blocks of Youngblood's account. That's not true. That most certainly is not true. Youngblood was a teenager at the time. Now he's a teenager. Blah, blah. Blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. So now he's back a teenager again. The documents now say he's a teenager again. Okay. Bishop Jakes first encountered him while preaching at a guest at Youngblood's Pennsylvania church. Jakes later offered a pastoral counseling. Youngblood, using his mother's car, drove home after the service. During that drive, when Youngblood realized he was late returning the vehicle, Jakes hugged him physically, cornered him, and attempted to kiss him. Look, ladies and gentlemen, inside of the car. Did y'all see this? Y'all see that part? Talk amongst yourselves for just a minute. Inside the car. I said inside the car. Now, the lawyer says all of this took place inside the car. Okay, and so y'all mad at us because we trying to tell y'all that this ninja is lying, right? Y'all mad at us for telling y'all that he done made up this story. Now the story done moved again, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's inside the car. Inside the car. I'm just telling you what's going on. It's a whole lot, Tasha Global, going on, especially with that Tiffany Montgomery. But I'll deal with her again later tomorrow. I'm going to get in trouble tomorrow for real. Then they're going to really be accusing me, talking about I hate black women, you know, because every time you address a woman, now all of a sudden you got to hate black women. Now, I've been doing this show for I don't know how many years, and I've addressed so many women. I don't know how in the world now all of a sudden you hate black women because you address stuff. But it's kind of crazy. It's the internet is crazy right now. But I thank y'all for all y'all that's been sending me y'all kind messages and understanding and getting me. Because I tell you, these streets out here is crazy. The rest of this is blah, 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 blah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. So T.D. Jakes' attorneys have now responded in a 32-page response. 32-page response. Now, we're not going to read this whole 32 pages. We 39 minutes in, and I'm trying to keep this show at about 1 hour so you can go to bed and you can enjoy the rest of your night, watch your movie, and drift on off to sleep, okay? Hey, April. Now, look here. In his reply, memorandum of law in further support of defendant Dwayne Young Blood's motion to dismiss, defendant again misquotes, miscites, and misrepresents cases, just as he did in his opening motion to dismiss the brief. This time, however, he also injects false attacks on the plaintiff, falsely and recklessly accusing undersigned counsel of likewise misquoting and misrepresenting case law in the plaintiff's opposition to defendant Youngblood's motion to dismiss. Y'all know what that is? What he just said? I'm going to break it down to the hood. I know you are, but what am I? Y'all remember when the kids say, your mama's fat. Well, I know you are, but what am I? You ugly. I know you are, but what am I? That's exactly what they just did right there. Right there's I know you are, but what am I? He just said, no, your man is misrepresenting the law. Let's move on. While trying to argue again that the complaint does not allege falsity or actual malice, specifically that he has never contradicted his accusations about Bishop Jakes, the defendant materially changes his story from one that took place in a dining room in a house to an attempted sexual assault inside the car. So what I just told y'all, that's what the lawyer just came back and said. The lawyer said, now, wait a minute. Now, he keeps talking about the Youngblood never changes his story, and his story keeps changing. I used to be able to, Moni, to do a really good Pee Wee Herman impression, but I can't do it no more. I used to do a really good one, but I can't do that no more. Because my voice most certainly changed. I can't do that. Boy, I used to do a really good Pee Wee Herman. These claims raised for the first time in reply warrant responses. And then they go on there. They say the reply changes the defendant's story about the alleged attempted sexual assault in a critical way, directly contradicting the story he told on Larry Reid Live. Y'all see where they're going with this? This ain't too hard to tear down, ladies and gentlemen. These people stupid. Then he goes in, blah, 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 blah. The false story defendant told on Larry Reid Live, blah, blah, blah. November 3rd involved a claim inside somebody's house. So they highlighting it for you. They highlighting it for you. He said this admission is fatal to defendant's arguments. And I agree. It's fatal. You can't, your story keeps changing, Tyrone. Tyrone, I think you too busy over there in that Diddy case, and maybe some oil or something, that laced oil over there done got on you, and something ain't right because your brain ain't working right. And then they highlight what he said in November the 3rd and how the story changed. They took a whole time to highlight how the story done changed. He said, but what may have been misunderstood is that Bishop Jakes got up, came around the table, positioned himself in the corner that I had to walk past. And when I was walking past the corner, he grabbed me. He grabbed me. I'm just saying, moving right along, ladies and gentlemen. And then tried to bend his head down to kiss me on the lips. That is not a you didn't get what you wanted to get. But now, in his reply, defendant has again changed his story, claiming for the first time that the alleged assault happened inside the car during that drive. I'm going to tell y'all, here's what I think is going to happen. This is another thing I think I'm starting to think. Do y'all think Tyrone Blackburn is trying to throw this case? Do y'all think that he's setting this up so that Dwayne Young Blood can say he had inept counsel? Because either Tyrone Blackburn is not talking to his client, or they just changing the story every week. Every week the story is changing. But something is wrong with us, y'all. We the ones that's crazy. The vlogger said, the YouTube uploader said, we the ones who crazy. We all the ones that are nuts. But according to this, we can clearly see, ladies and gentlemen, that we're not crazy. The story keeps changing. Even the lawyer said the story keeps changing. He says, ironically, the defendant noted this material change to his story in a while, also claiming that the building blocks or facts of his account have never been contradicted. Correct. And that's why T.D. Jakes' lawyers are doing an excellent job of pointing this out. And this is one of the reasons why this case will not be dismissed. And this is one of the reasons why this case is going to continue, because you are not going to be able to keep changing your story from filing after filing and then turn around and think the case should be dismissed. No, y'all know exactly what y'all doing. He says courts widely recognize the plaintiffs will rarely be successful in proving awareness of falsehood from the mouth of the defendant himself, because defamation defendants are prone to assert their good faith belief in the truth of their publications. And then they cite the law, blah, 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 blah. A defendant subject to actual malice standard cannot, however, automatically ensure a favorable verdict by testifying that he published with the belief that the statements were true. Altercations in original, quoting, and then they quoted that objective circumstantial evidence can suffice to demonstrate actual malice. Circumstantial evidence can suffice to demonstrate actual malice. Now, what kind of circumstantial evidence can we as vloggers and people who have been out here watching this case lay at the foot of this situation so we can determine whether or not there has been some circumstantial things around this that can show and prove that certain people involved with this have had actual malice? Could it be if you went on a tirade for a whole year telling the public that Manasseh Jordan was going to come out and sue T.D. Jakes, and he was gearing up to sue T.D. Jakes, and that you've been talking to people from T.D. Jakes's camp? Could it be possible that going from one so-called perpetrator and person who's being groomed, to next thing you know, now you got another person on your platform who's now saying that they've been groomed? Could that be some circumstantial situation or evidence that could suffice to prove that you're doing this out of malicious intent? In my opinion, it could. That's just my opinion. I think you can make a really good argument there, because it would show a history and a pattern of behavior, in my opinion. That's my opinion. He said this material changed the defendant's story from what he said on October 28th and November 3rd. So this, I almost cussed. Let me take a swig. Crystal Light, ladies and gentlemen, no brown liquor. Lord have mercy, y'all help me. He's saying that the story didn't even stay the same from the first episode to the second episode. He said, and November 3rd, Larry L. Reid episodes is not only powerful evidence of falsity and reckless disregard of the truth, but it also shows that he knew it was false. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Only here heard on the Mad Church Disease podcast. Y'all listen to me very carefully. They're going to win on this part. Let me tell you why they're going to win. Because if you keep changing the story, then that obviously lets me know that you didn't believe the story. And so you kept having to change the story in order to make the story more salacious. So you knew that the first story you told wasn't true in the first place. That's why you keep changing the story. The reason why the stories keep changing is because you know that all the stories are false. It's easy to, in my opinion, it's easy to prove that. Now you're saying that this whole situation took place in a car. Or at least that's what your attorney wrote. That's what your attorney wrote in these here documents. I'm just saying, y'all help me. You help me help you, because I'm you help me help you, because everything that I see in here is some crazyment. That's what I see. I see some crazyment. I absolutely see crazyment. Blah, 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 blah. Hold on, let's go here. This person wrote something in detail, narrative describing exactly how plaintiff sexually assaulted her when it actually never occurred. It is an axiomatic that she wrote in the narrative with actual malice or actual knowledge that it was false. And then he goes into this. That not sexually assault defendant following the Backstreet Boys concert. So this lady actually wrote something and that she knew was patently false, and he goes into that blah, 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 blah. The reply falsely accuses plaintiff's counsel of the same grave issues and legal malfeasance in defendant's filings. Plaintiff has proven that through human analysis, the serious legal defects and other grave issues with the defendant's motion to dismiss these pleadings. Instead of acknowledging or even trying to address the fabricated quotes and other perversions of the law or pleadings of the filings, the defendant has resorted to falsely accusing plaintiff and his counsel of doing what they're doing. And I agree. I'm sorry, I do. Not just because I think, Youngblood is nuts, in my opinion, but that's just what I agree to. Specifically, the defendant claims that his counsel conducted a LexisNexis document analysis of plaintiff's opposition and uncovered a pattern of misquotations, superficial citations, and invocation of authorities that are either in opposite or do not support the propositions for which they are cited, including at least 20 incorrect quotations in the plaintiff's brief. Did y'all read this? Did y'all hear this? Pay attention. This is crucial. So when we say the man using ChatGPT, and we're joking when we say it, according to the lawyers, he had over 20 incorrect quotations in the plaintiff's brief. Tyrone Blackburn, you okay? You all right? You okay? You all right? I'm just saying. Tellingly, while defendant's counsel refers to a LexisNexis document analysis, he claims that to have conducted, he did not provide the report to the court so that it could be independently verified or scrutinized. But counsel for plaintiff has access to LexisNexis and could use that very tool to conduct the same analysis. A full analysis of plaintiff's opposition using this document analysis tool noted that the reply is enclosed within the attached declaration from the plaintiff's counsel. See declaration, and then they submitted it. Okay, they submitted it. Blah 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 blah. It says, but the quote is inaccurate. But the quote is accurate, and the defendant's artificial intelligence tool identified is simply the fact that the plaintiff applied brackets to certain parts of the quote, and a common, perfectly legitimate practice in legal citations. And he goes into this. So now they're arguing about the system that was used. In the instances in which the opposition points out the defendant's own misquotes and fabrications in the opening of the brief. This proves that either the defendant's counsel failed to review the report or he pulled it from the system LexisNexis to verify whether what he wrote and filed in the reply was accurate, or worse yet, he did review the report and nevertheless falsely accused plaintiff's counsel of misconduct in a signed and filed pleading. Tyrone Blackburn. Just like I said before, sounds like you on your way to somebody calling about you inept counsel. Looks like that's where somebody's headed toward this. I'm gonna tell everybody surrounding this, you better use Tyrone Blackburn, because if you get found guilty of something, that way you can file that he wasn't doing his job right. Because obviously, according to these attorneys, they're definitely looking at it like he's doing some kind of malfeasance around here. Blah 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 blah. So bottom line, they said there's more misquotes, misrepresentations of the law, blah, 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 which we knew was going to happen anyway. That's what I told y'all was going to happen in the first place, right? We knew that. So Tyrone Blackburn, You better get your stuff together, buddy. You and your co-conspirators. Now, I'm not going through all of this, blah, 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 blah. I'm not reading through all of this. Not going to do that. I'm not going to do all of that. But they did it, and they read through it, and that is the stuff. Now, they gave an exhibit here. Now, I'm going to tell you how good T.D. Jakes' lawyers are. Look at this. Every place that Tyrone Blackburn misquoted the law in Nexus Lexus, T.D. Jakes' attorneys went in and highlighted every single time that he did this. Every time. Every single time he did it, this is what they did. Okay? They did it every single time. Every time where he had it quoted in the brief, where Tyrone Blackburn quoted it in the brief, they went behind there and they told you the cited document was not found. So where he misrepresented the law, they'll tell you they weren't even able to find it. Okay? So every single time he did this in his filing, they showed you the source citation and the quote source and where he got to pull the information from. What did Daryl and I and the folks over here, what have we been trying to tell y'all? These people are not playing with Dwayne Young Blood and Tyrone Blackburn. They're not playing with them. Okay? They did it every single time. So all of the misquotes that he had, look at this. They highlighted all of the quotes that he used and the misquotes, and they put them inside of their exhibit. Misquote after misquote. And what did I tell y'all before? Did I tell y'all reading Tyrone Blackburn's responses that he was going to leave out the law and he wasn't going to put all the stuff in there? Didn't I tell y'all that? I told y'all that. Reading this is ridiculous. Read and look at this. Look, page after page after page after page after page. You know what this is? This is to kick the can down the road so these people will have more time to come up with their plan and how they're going to address this and maybe plead with somebody else who can come forward with some cockamamie story. That's my belief. I'm just here to tell, look, page after page. I ain't even done yet. I'm still scrolling. Look at this. They went through every single one of pieces of the law and broke it down for you. Every one of them. You see this? And look at the bottom. LexisNexis. And they showed you where he went in and they say this quote is incorrect. And they will pull out the stuff and show you where it's incorrect. And then they put in quotation marks, quote from the source citation. Oh, thank you, Katrina. I'm sorry. I'm over here reading. Thank y'all. Yeah, this is ridiculous. But one night right after the other. One right after the other. Here lies the reading of God's holy word. Everybody govern yourselves accordingly in your thought life and understand the information that came forward out of Tyrone Blackburn's brief, as far as I'm concerned, is full of mistakes, full of lies, full of missteps. And now they done completely changed the whole story. Now it happened inside of a car. But we crazy, right? But we the ones that's nuts and don't have good sense. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, y'all. Come with a brother. Come with a brother right now. Come with a brother. All right, I still need 9 more of you guys to support the channel with at least $10, please. Thank y'all so very much. I appreciate every one of you guys. Thank you. I just need 9 more of you guys. Lori Coleman, thank you so much for putting the color on it. You and Katrina, I appreciate it. Thank y'all so very much. Listen here. I doubt it. Nope. Because y'all remember when the lawsuit was filed, he went on the other people's platform talking about, oh, I'm done. I did my job. I just brought the story to my platform and let him have a voice on my platform. But I sued Daryl Moore for doing the very same thing that I did. I gave people a voice to use their, my platform. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? It's crazy. This whole situation is nuts to me. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. You all, if there's anybody out there that wants to comment on this, I definitely want you guys to be able to sound off on this. If you have any comments, anything you want to add to this, I'm gonna drop the link here in a minute, but y'all make sure y'all come up and be ready. Get ready. Welcome to the Mad Church Disease Channel, a channel dedicated to our forgotten brothers and sisters throughout the ages. Want to stay connected to me and the Mad Church Disease community? Well, then join our email community newsletter. Stay in the know with all the updates and fresh content that is created for this channel. It's time you join the private community for the revolutionary family, where we can talk and laugh all in a space that's safe with a no judgment zone. Connect with other members and build lasting friendships. The doors are now open. Want to stay connected and be notified each time I go live? Subscribe to the text community and be notified each time that we go live. Simply add your details for instant updates on all our lives. Are you a budding YouTuber or business professional who would like my thoughts on all things business related? Book a free 15-minute consultation where I can help with social media, YouTube, web design, and so much more. Book your consultation now and build your future. Get away from the rat race and build your business. Shout out to all of you that are supporting the Mad Church Disease channel. I thank you so very much. Shout out to Fred Samuel for renewing your membership. Shout out to Betty for signing up and getting you a membership. Shout out to Katrina. Katrina, thank you so very much for putting a color on it. Shout out to Lori as well. I appreciate all of you for supporting the channel. Thank y'all so very much. Listen here. Normally I don't like to say this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We told you so. Myself, Daryl, St. James, some of these other people that's just been, commenting about this. Most of the people that are smart have been telling y'all. Now, some of you out here on the social media, y'all been fed a whole bunch of lies. These people was just allowed to tell y'all whatever. Listen, even if the judge decides by some miracle to dismiss this case, oh Lord, they're gonna need they're gonna need a Bethlehem miracle. And I would love to read the brief that the judge writes as the factual basis as to why he's dismissing this case. But they gonna need, listen to me when I tell you this, hamana shamana, mamana. Y'all listen to me. They gonna need a Bethlehem wrapped in swaddling clothes miracle to get this not to go to court. This is going to court. Now, are they going to try to lamb blast T.D. Jakes and hit him over the head with some information that maybe we're unaware of? It's a possibility, but I think if they kind of had it, when we get ready for interrogatories and the exchange of proof and non-proof and based upon the facts and all of the stuff that they claim that they made and all of the stuff that happened, they're going to go down in flames. Listen here, Dwayne Young Blood's underwear will be on fire, just like his loins was on fire when he was in the car with that young man with an ankle monitor on, being a tier 3 sex offender. His underwear gonna be on fire, just like this case. This case is going down in flames. Him and his attorney and their co-conspirator and whoever the rest of T.D. Jakes' attorney names in this lawsuit, they're all going down in flames. They're going down in flames. This is some crazy, man. And for all of the people out on social media, everybody knows I don't agree with everything T.D. Jakes says, but let me tell you something. Right is right and wrong is wrong. You don't get to go out here and make all sorts of salacious claims about a person like this with no proof, no evidence, no nothing, and then say, just dismiss it. Just Just get rid of it. We can say he did it in the car. We can say he did it in the dining room. We could say he called us from a bubble bath with the water dripping. We could just say whatever we want to say, Judge, and you should just dismiss it because he doesn't have any proof. When he got podcasts, you did 2 podcasts. And then you claimed on the podcast, the co-conspirator number 1 said, oh, we're going to do a whole documentary. We got more to come. Y'all remember? Come on now. I'm just saying. Somebody has to say it. Somebody has to say it. I don't need to be these people's friend. I don't need to be your friend. I'm not looking for you. I don't have no respect for your platform any dang on way. So there ain't no need for me coming over here and trying to pretend like I respect what you do and what you say. No, I'm not. I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be welcomed onto your platform. Praise the Lord. Because I'm not on your level and you damn sure ain't on mine. Because if you thought that this made sense for you to bring this lying man up on this platform, shame on you. Let me tell you, unless you got like Linda Tripp had against Bill Clinton, unless you got some stained underwear, some semen stained underwear of T.D. Jakes from 1970 something or 80 something, this case going down in flames. Unless you got some DNA, sir, this case is going down in flames right along with you. Now, people say, well, Marcellus, it could be true. It could be true. Listen, if T.D. Jakes climbed on your back and dealt with it and gave you whatever business he wanted to give you, it was your dumb fault for not being able to keep some level of proof, facts, and receipts of your stuff. But for you to come out here on a podcast and say that about this man and quote him as saying, well, his stock was rising and he would have slept with anybody, trying to perpetrate the man as a sexual deviant. And you don't think that a jury will be able to come to grips and come to understand what you all have done? Are you kidding me? You better think again. You better think again. You better think again. You better think again. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Not at all. I'm sorry, y'all. Did I drop the link? I forgot to drop the link. I was running my mouth so much. I'm sorry, y'all. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Just like Tiffany Montgomery. This is ridiculous. How much more of these people do you have to take and see before you can actually see them for who and what they are? It don't take a rocket science to figure out that these people are evil and they don't mean any good. Shout out to somebody who sent me something on PayPal. Oh God, I don't know. Hold on. Tara, thank you so much. I had to look it up. Tara, thank you so much. Hi, Mom. Tara says her and her mom watch me. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the love and support. I really, really, truly do. Y'all just don't know. Especially over these last like week and a half, you guys reaching out to me and showing me so much love. You guys, y'all have no idea what that's meant to me and how much that's kept me going. Like literally, y'all don't know. Y'all just don't know. You just don't know. It's really the God's honest truth. What was I about to do? I was about to share something with y'all. Oh, so y'all know I'm on this trying to eat better challenge stuff too, right? This is a little personal. This personal stuff. I bought me some mushroom steaks. Supposedly some mushroom steaks. It's supposed to be healthier mushroom steaks. Don't buy this stuff. It's best that you go get you some portobello mushrooms and cook them yourself and season them yourself with some soy sauce and something else. Like, don't buy this stuff. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say. It was nasty. And Tabitha Brown, she need to come forward, Tabitha, and tell me how to cook something delicious that I'm gonna actually like and want to eat. Because I'm telling y'all right now, them mushroom steaks supposed to be made out of mushrooms, and this. Listen here, I don't want to curse on here because I'm trying to. But a baboon's butthole must taste better. It's got to taste better. A baboon's butt has to taste better than these mushroom steaks. I'm just here to tell you, I made some mushroom steaks with some couscous, which of course I'm really not supposed to have the couscous, but I'm trying to cook everything that I got in my cabinet with moderation. I'm not having any sweets. I don't have any cookies, candy. I don't have any of that stuff, right? So I'm just trying to make the stuff that I got in my cabinet. Well, I could see zucchini burgers as being really good because I like fried zucchini. So I like fried zucchini. So I'm sure as long as you have some type of coating on there, April, I bet you those would be good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something, Moni, because them mushroom steaks, nah. I got one. Well, I got two more in the freezer, which will probably never see the light of day. And I don't spend this money for this stuff. Listen here. Them other two steaks, I got one downstairs that I already cooked because I cooked two of these mushroom things today. I said, okay, well, Marcellus, let's try to make it. Let's see if you could dress it up a little bit. I seasoned it, like they said. I rubbed it down with oil. I put some Mrs. Dash on there, tried to season them up, right? So I did all of that. Then when I tasted, I said, oh no. This is a monkey's behind is what I'm eating right here. These steaks is they're not delicious at all.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Look at here. I got both of these gentlemen up here. What's up, St. James? What's up, Daryl? Listen, y'all can sound off all you want to.
I was just coming to say, hey, I just got off my live. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Good. I'm glad. Thank you. I was over here reading these documents from. Listen, St. James, did you see the part where Tyrone Black, well, T.D. Jakes' lawyers took all of the quotes that Tyrone used from the brief and showed you where he cut and pasted and left off stuff and in exhibit 1 or whatever? Did you?
I saw that, but I didn't say that on my show, but I did see that. Yeah, craziness.
It's nuts.
Yeah,
absolutely nuts. But Daryl, you went over the rules today with your show. I'm gonna come back to you in a minute, St. James, because we got to talk about Tiffany and Montgomery. Daryl, you went over the rules today, so everybody needs to go over to Daryl Moore's channel and watch him. He went over the law, the case law. So you all need to go over there and take a look at that. As a matter of fact, I think I got the link to that. Hold on while I'm talking. Hold on. Hopefully it'll work right, and I won't screw this up. Oh, that's the wrong link. Hold on.
St. James, how long was the Manasseh Jordan statement? Was it a very lengthy statement? Because I caught the end of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was lengthy. It was a lengthy statement. He first started off with them not really trying to go into the blogger sphere about anything. Then talked about the betrayal of Larry, and how they picked him up off the floor.
Oh shucks, now.
And mentored him when he was sleeping on the floor, and then went into and described the $8 million or what that was. And it's not just $8 million, of course. They're building an institute, some kind of institute over there for Virginia Union University.
Did they themselves commit to 8 million, or was that just in total of what this university?
No, they committed to the 8 million. I don't know what the agreement is as to how they're going to give it to them. It may be $1 million a year. I don't know.
Well, we understand just based on how information is, because y'all know I'm a numbers guy.
Mhm.
If you get people, what was it, 50 to 60 people, or that he mentors at the beginning of January of every year,
for 50 grand.
right. That's $650,000 starting off in January. So he's almost at $1 million at the start of the year every year.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
just saying, if you do your numbers and you do your math, it's easy. But and I'm gonna ask both of you guys this so y'all can just sound off on this. Now the story doesn't change. Now we in a car trying to kiss this man as we ride down the road.
You knew they was gonna come in and highlight that one. We knew that was gonna happen. But it's the same thing he's done. That's what they're talking about today and yesterday in the Diddy case with the girl who was on the thing. He did a demand letter and all this stuff, fabricated stuff he added in there to get $10 million out of Diddy. He is a professional demand letter a requester that hasn't been successful in grabbing any cash. Yeah, he's crazy.
Oh Lord. Daryl.
Yes, sir.
Now Daryl. Why does the story keep changing? Why do you think? I told y'all what my theory is. St. James, you probably didn't hear my theory.
Mm-mm.
My theory is, because I think T.D. Jakes' lawyers are pointing this out. I think they're setting this up so that Dwayne Young Blood can say at some point he had inept counsel. Because his counsel is making some mistakes that he should not, as a lawyer, be making, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Olga 2.0.
Right. Exactly.
Oh man. And there's one thing that they said in this statement to St. James. Let me see if I can go back and find it.
Mm-hmm.
They zeroed in on Larry on that one statement. That one statement has Larry in mind. I don't care what nobody say. Let me go back up. Let me see if I can find it real quick. They're going after him big time. So let me see if I can find it.
I hear somebody's playing my live.
Who's playing your live? Probably Daryl.
No.
Well, I'm not on. No, well, it's not.
Somebody sent me a message. Somebody's playing my live.
Oh, somebody's playing
in the wrong context, but they're playing my live.
You know, we live for it. Well, they don't listen here, St. James. We go ahead.
Well, I guess I'll get some more subscribers tonight.
That's what I was just about to say. They're helping you big time.
I know. Listen, that statement by Manasseh solidified that whole bogus story about the mentor and the mentee separation. We knew it wasn't right. And Manasseh came out and said, listen, this is what it is. This is what we think. And it's done. They can try to spin it 50 million ways.
Oh, you know they're going to spin it. Oh, you know they're going to clap back quick. You know that's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they're going to go to the mystical stars. They're going to go to the Aquarius. They're going to go to the moon. And they're going to tell you all
Lucky Charms. They're going to go
They'll be next year. You have to pick the stars out of the Lucky Charms to get all the stars out of the bottom.
Listen here. They're going to go all over the place with this one. But it's so unfortunate that Dwayne Young Blood is being represented like this. That's number one. Number two, Dwayne Young Blood should have never said this mess on that platform, nor should anybody be out here defending the people who said this mess on that platform.
Right.
There's no defense to this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and speaking of no defense, let's talk about Tiffany Montgomery's behind real quick. Now, since I'm on the Mad Church Disease platform, and I ain't over there with St. James, let me just go on and say this. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice.
Oh Lord.
Y'all listen to me carefully. This woman is crazy. I don't care what nobody say. Now she's on tour, St. James. She was on them other dudes' platform.
Yeah, I peeped in there. And she was on 10 when I peeped in there. I just went out. I didn't see it yet.
But the moment you say something, people in the chat and all of these people try to come to this defense. You can't defend the indefensible. This is not something you can defend. You cannot tell me that these people are doing what God wants them to be doing by telling me, I want to see your covering. I demand.
No.
She said
that was kind of funny. She's crazy.
How can you do that? How can you do that realistically?
I want the number. I want to see you. I'm talking to your covering. I'm snitching you off.
And you know, because she don't even believe in coverings anyway. Because you see how she worded it. She said, "Well, y'all believe in coverings, right? I demand to speak with your covering." Like what?
So who's her covering? Who's her covering?
She said
God.
God.
As her conference, covered by God conference.
Yeah. So I'm just intrigued by all of this. But
I know Truth Seeker. I know. They told me he over there playing my line.
Yeah. When people do what they do, you just have to give it up and let them do. And let me tell y'all this, St. James, now that I have you here, it's amazing to me how people accuse us of all kinds of stuff, but they be the ones following us.
I know.
We don't follow them. We don't go in their chats. We don't put up their lives. We don't do none of this stuff.
No, that's why I just sit back and just let it play out, because I just don't have the energy or the time. Listen, it's about, if it don't make what money,
right?
And that it don't make sense to me. And that kind of stuff doesn't make sense to me. So I let them go and do what's going to happen. Everybody's going to go to my channel to hear Manasseh's statement.
Right. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm going over as soon as my live is over, because I
have to go to dinner. I have supposed to be there at 7:30. I think I'm gonna be late, but
listen, sir, you got 15 minutes. God bless you. I appreciate you.
All right, there. I'll see you.
All right. Peace. Daryl, this is not good.
Oh, it is for me.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, these people are about to get their butts handed to them.
Oh, happy day.
They're gonna get their butts handed to them.
They're about to get broke. They're gonna be so poor. Y'all better apply for them food stamps and Medicaid.
Listen here. Well, you're not gonna be able to apply for too much more, because Donald Trump and Elon Musk is trying to burn America to the ground.
Oh man, Musk went after Trump hard today. Said the reason them Epstein files ain't been released is because Trump is in it. That's what he said on social media.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Here's another theory. Y'all need to stop. Don't get so excited over Elon Musk and what he says either, because this is what the Republicans do. They allow Donald Trump to do the most heinous things to the country. And then when they walk away, they start trying to attack or low key attack Donald Trump when they know they're all in bed with Donald Trump. So it's a bunch of malarkey. Yeah. So I don't support what these people are doing. It's a bunch of malarkey. So don't y'all fall for this trick. Because to me, this is a trick. Look at Daryl's administrative assistant. Look at her.
Spoiled. Why are you so spoiled? I love you though. You so spoiled.
Oh Lord, that's a rambunctious little puppy, I tell you.
I mean, from the time I get home until lights out, and then 3 a.m, she get up all over again, wanting to be up, have her belly rubbed.
Lord have mercy. Yeah, they playing games, April, and it's unfortunate, but at some particular point, these people gonna realize they can play and do whatever they want to do, but the fact still remains, this is what the situation is, and you don't have to agree with it, you don't have to like it, but it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. And I dropped the link before. I don't really have anything anymore that I'd like to add to this conversation. All I'm gonna tell you is
a point of order.
Yes, sir.
I'm enjoying this.
Oh, I bet you are. I would be too, though.
Oh, boy.
I would be too.
Oh, I'm enjoying this. Ain't I, baby? Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm enjoying myself, because they can't blame it on me or you. We just sit in the bleachers.
Oh, no, they're going to blame it on us anyway.
You think so?
They're going to find a way, Daryl. They always do. Oh, those vloggers out there, they're out there talking and they're sending stuff all over and they're probably emailing. I haven't emailed a single person. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. If somebody else did, that's fine. But it's not necessary, because they're going to get you. Y'all, Tiffany Montgomery's over there talking about God is making a list and he checking it twice and God's going to get you. Let me tell you something. The courts is about to get y'all over there. These lawyers and this judge is about to get you together real quick.
And guess who's going to be sitting in the pew?
All right. Going live. Because they say Armand Wiggins is over there ripping Tyrone Blackburn a new one. They say he talking big crap about Tyrone Blackburn. I can't wait to go see that too. They say Tyrone Blackburn got put out the courtroom.
The Diddy trial?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
They say he in the courtroom making all kinds of noises and sounds and all kinds, because he just wants attention. That's who they are. They're attention whores. They're attention-seeking whores. They're clout chasers. What they accuse us of doing, they're clout chasers, and they don't want to admit to it, but that's exactly who they are. If you are new to my channel, by the way, can you please hit the subscribe button? We are on our way to 19,000 subscribers. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. We crossed over the 18,000 mark, and we're headed toward 19,000. So please go ahead and do it. If I could get 19,000 within the next couple of months, y'all, I might come on live and do a dance or something. I might do a little bit. We might shout a little bit. Y'all go on and hit the hit the subscribe button, because you know everybody be mad anytime I seemingly anything good happens. You know, folks get all upset. But y'all make sure y'all hit the like button.
Oh boy. I'm enjoying
Heavenly Dove say they better blame it on the boogie. In her Michael Jackson voice.
I'm enjoying this. All these partnerships, they turning on each other like the weather. Unpredictable, just turning on each other.
That's funny. Jesse says Manasseh versus Lobster Larry. Lobster Larry. Listen here. You know, I call that woman Lobster Lily. So I call her Lobster Lily, because she just, that whole situation is a mess. And people sitting at my favorite part of that whole video. Y'all want to know my favorite part is when Bernard Jordan's wife at the end of it goes, just go outside and pick them.
Oh Lord.
That's my favorite part of that whole stupid ass video. Just go outside and pick them. Okay, whatever. I'm just saying, that's funny. I don't care what you say every day of the week. That is hilarious. But listen here. I know, right? Listen, don't it make you think of that though? It do make you think of that, don't it? Because that's what they're saying. His whole document was phenomena. Phenomena is another way of saying blah blah blah. Instead of saying blah blah blah, I say phenomena, like the Muppets. Phenomena. That's what I say.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's hilarious. Just go outside and pick them. That's my favorite part of that whole stupid video. I'm like, and they sat there at that table and let that woman string them along and lie. When everybody know that ain't how you pick lobster. I'm just saying, that's crazy to me.
No lobster nets. I mean, no traps. Just
go outside and pick them.
She ain't picking no lobster now.
Oh man, that is hilarious.
For the next 36 months.
Listen, you all, please hit the like button. Please make sure that y'all get me to at least 150 likes before this live is over. I would really appreciate it. Listen to me. We done read through the documents. I don't know if Tyrone Blackburn gets a chance. Daryl, does he get another opportunity to respond again? Okay, good, because this is getting on my nerves. I'm glad, because this is dumb. It's time to go to court.
The next voice you hear will be that of the judge.
Yeah, good. And
his statement probably won't even be 2 pages long.
I don't think so. Because you can't make a $6 million request and then turn around and say, that's another part of this, you all, that I didn't read. I kind of went past that part. He said that the $6 million request letter was privileged between him and his client, as if the like that doesn't come into play in regards to this court case. No, it comes into play because you sent a privileged document to co-conspirator number 1, who claims that he saw the document before the document was even sent to T.D. Jakes. So how are you claiming that it was attorney-client privilege, and you sending the letter to somebody else? Man, knock it off, bro. Knock it off, man. Y'all ninjas is something else. I can't take it. I just cannot take it, because it's just that stupid and it's just that silly.
We should both go to that opening statement, or at least go to the verdict being read.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. That might be a good idea, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all make sure y'all support the channel. I need at least about 9 of y'all to do at least 10 more bucks so we can cover our program. I appreciate it. I'm out ready. I'm done, Daryl. Unless you have something else to say, I'm done.
I'm good. I'm just gonna sit here and smile, and I guess we'll talk offline and laugh some more.
Well, all I'm gonna tell you guys, ladies and gentlemen, is their goose is cooked.
The
They're
Last
fried.
Supper.
Yeah, they're fried. And in the words of Alice, if you don't like what I said, you can just kiss my grits. Just kiss my grits, because I don't give a care what you think. I know darn well I know how to read. And at the end of the day, this man's story keeps changing. It's changed from the first interview to the second interview. Now it done changed from the first filing to the second filing, all these different filings. And now they ended up in a car riding down the road. And T.D. Jakes says, according to this document, he's stating, his lawyer stating, was trying to accost him and kiss him all in the car. So now T.D. Jakes is playing rub-a-dub-dub in the car, not in the tub, but now he in the car.
Not in the dining room where it all began. Next, they're going to be like, we was out in the bushes picking blueberries. That's what it's going to be. In a minute, it's going to be in the bushes. They were picking peaches. So you know what it said? He was in a thong with a peach cobbler.
Oh, yeah. That'll be the next lie, right? Oh, yeah, he was riding down a motorcycle in clown shoes, and all he had on was a thong, and I saw his buttocks. You know, that'll be what's next. I tell you, that's how stupid this stuff has gotten. You know, and we're laughing and making light of it. But just imagine if you had $1 billion deal on the table from Wells Fargo that went bye-bye because some fool decided to come out here and say all of this stuff about you.
It's going to be a lot of money have to get paid out.
$1 billion deal. He had $1 billion deal on the table that got taken off the table because of this foolishness. Yeah, that's what I mean. You can kiss my grits. You can literally kiss my grits. I don't care if you do think we're all crazy. And you people just talking about us because they don't like us, but they never talk about the merits of the statements that we're making and the merits of the validity of stuff that is being said and how they keep losing hand over foot. You got your anti-slap down, and guess what? You about to be slapped right in the court, and you're gonna have to stand before the judge and say, Your Honor, and this was the point that I realized I effed up. That's what you're gonna be saying, like they do on TikTok. At this moment, this is when they realize
he fucked up.
Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl, I can't try no more mushroom steaks either. That was nasty.
It sounds nasty. What would make you try that?
Well, because I'm trying to eat healthier. That they was nasty. They was just flat out nasty. I was trying to be kind and nice, but then mushroom steaks is nasty. I'm gonna send y'all a picture. I got one right now on a plate with some couscous, and I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go get something else to eat because when I tell you I'm not eating that mushroom crap, I'm just not eating that. That's not coming. That ain't going nowhere near my lips. Guess what I did though? I called myself trying to put some teriyaki sauce. I said, well, let me put some teriyaki sauce.
On a mushroom?
Yeah, because I was trying to just make it taste better. It's just nasty all the way around. You can't make nasty taste no better. You can't make nasty taste no better.
Lord,
I'm just saying.
Jesus. Why
I would have preferred one of your Impossible burgers before I ate that darn these darn mushroom steaks. This stuff is disgusting.
Just get you a regular old veggie burger if you're gonna eat a burger.
Exactly. Well, Morningstar makes really good stuff. I like Morningstar. And I take the Morningstar stuff and I put it in the air fryer. Anything Morningstar stuff be fire. But the rest of this crap, I went to Sprouts. I went to the health food store and got those mushroom steaks. And that's why I was like, okay, but I would rather do the portobello mushroom marinade myself because I like mushrooms and I could just eat the mushrooms. You know, just eat a mushroom. Because whatever that is that they talking about is supposed to be a mushroom steak. Oh, no. No, sir. No, ma'am. No. I'd rather starve. What do they say? I'd rather drink muddy water and sleep in a hollow log before I eat no more of this crap. And I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you that right now. That was nasty. And there will be no more of that. I appreciate y'all. Y'all get ready. What's the day? Tomorrow. Tomorrow's our open mic night. So y'all make sure y'all come back tomorrow night so we can talk about all the things we've been talking about this week and anything new that's coming up by tomorrow night. We're going to be discussing it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. Please make sure that you hit the like button, and please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit the bell icon, and make sure you press all notifications so that way you will never miss any of the exclusive content that comes on my channel. Make sure that you never miss a video. Now, I try to go live every day about 2:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is about 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, and then I come back at night at around 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is about 10:30 Eastern Standard, with some more exclusive content. So if you want more Mad Church Disease show content, we'd love for you to become a member, a revolutionary member of our channel. Please make sure that you hit the join button that's right next to the subscribe button or somewhere around here, so that you guys can receive access to special community posts. You guys get all of the access to my community only lives, because we've got some sipping chats that we're going to be doing, and you guys will get exclusive content. So just make sure that you head on over to the channel page, click on the join button, and make sure that you do that. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate your love and support, and I'll see you on my very next video.
We are Mad Church Disease, helping you understand that Jesus plus nothing is everything. This is a show for everyone, believers and non-believers, from churched to the unchurched. Help us grow the channel by supporting our non-profit causes and create more consistent content. Donate by Cash App or PayPal, or buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com.